Thanks for joining us. Today I've got my friend Nichole Wray here, and she's going to share a little bit of her backstory and what hashtag Tell Your Story Day is all about for her. So Nichole, I'm not going to take up your time, but why don't you share with us what you have on your heart?
Hello, everybody. I'm Nichole. I'm from Mississippi. I'm from California. I live in Mississippi. I've been here for about 13 years now. And just to answer everybody's question, oh my God, what made you move from California to Mississippi? Because everybody asks me that question all the time. My son's father was killed in 2007. My first love. I have an older son that's older than my son's father, older than my son, Bobby. But I met his dad when I was pregnant with my oldest son and fell in love with him from day one. My best friend, circumstances kept us from being together. Anyway, he was killed in 2007, August of 2007, in a shootout in Mobile, Alabama. But he brought me back to Mississippi by his death. He told me about 2.5 weeks maybe before he got killed that he was going to bring me back to Mississippi because I needed to be in Mississippi. When I was about 14 years old, going on 15, my mom moved me to Mississippi because I was just always getting in a lot of trouble. We were getting in a lot of trouble. My mom was in domestic violence relationships. She just always had like these no good men. So, we left a bad situation, came to Mississippi when my grandfather's from Clark County. And I was here from 14, 15 to 18 years old. So when my son's father said he was going to bring me back to Mississippi, I'm like, I'm not coming back to Mississippi. I'm not going back to Meridian. Like, you want me to leave California, Los Angeles, California, and go back to Mississippi? But he knew that I would follow him wherever he wanted me to go. We just had that bond. So, of course, when I got the news about we were probably about a week and a half into the 2 weeks that he was supposed to be coming to get me, the news was shocking and everything. But when I interpret it now, I think of it as, don't be sad for me. Don't cry for me. Don't pity me or anything like that, because I felt like he told me he was coming to get me and bringing me back to Mississippi, but he did not tell me how. I feel like God took a life to give me a new life. My life was crazy. I was in and out of domestic violence relationships. I was in this one relationship with this guy where I was held hostage for maybe about 3.5 years. I wasn't tied up or, locked down, clank, clank, or anything like that. But I was held hostage in my mind and my brain. I didn't think I deserved better. I didn't think I could do better. He was very, very good at brainwashing. He knocked my tooth out. This tooth right here, got it knocked out. He was the first person that ever kind of choked me out or anything. So my life wasn't all, peaches and cream in California, but it was my life. I'm from California, from Los Angeles. The streets is all I knew. I've been on my own since I was 15 years old. So it was like, okay, after you watch your mom, go through like so many different abusive relationships, choosing men over you and things like that, it's like, maybe this is what I'm supposed to go through, but it's not. I lost friends, I lost family members and everything because of the abuse that I suffered for those 3.5 years. I remember a time where I was able to escape, get to a payphone. That shows how old I am, you guys. Get to a payphone, and I called my brother, who is now resting in peace. I called him and my best friend, and I told them to come and get me. So they were about maybe an hour away from where I was at in Los Angeles. And I can remember when they did come, that they came to the actual house where we were at, and they knocked on the door, and he actually held me at gunpoint and made me tell them I was okay and for them to go ahead and go back home. So I escaped that relationship. So of course, you see, I'm here talking to you guys. I escaped it. I got a couple buckshots in the back of my leg from where he was shooting at me when I was trying to get away, but got away. So here in Mississippi, 2007, the end of 2007, wondering what is my life gonna be like. I'm not in California, used to the life that I'm used to, the fast life that I was used to, the different drugs that I was used to that were, you know, masking everything that I was going through. The pain that I felt from being molested at 8 years old by my brother's dad. Or the pain that I felt from my mother not loving me or feeling like my mom didn't love me because I was being flip-flopped from my grandfather, who was a preacher, to my grandmother, who was this real sadiddy type woman, really stuck up woman who really didn't want me there, you know, and to my mom whenever she wanted me, or if, you know, whenever her men felt like it was okay for me to be there. And I don't want to bash my mom because I love my mama to death. We're now best friends and everything, but we had a time where we did not get along at all. And as like I said, I was on my own from like 15 years old. My mom was, you know, on drugs. She wasn't like a crackhead out on the streets, you know, selling everything, selling her body. She was a functioning addict, but she was an addict. And I don't think that she knew how to love me the right way, because I don't think my grandmother ever loved her the right way. So those are some of the things, you know, that was just like weighing on me. So for the longest time, I used to tell people my mama was dead. But then I had this friend, you know, one of my real close friends, who actually lost her mother. And she was like, Nichole, well, they didn't call me Nichole, they called me Looney. They were like, Looney, you know, you tripping. You know, you shouldn't treat your mama that way. You shouldn't be sitting here saying that your mom is dead when your mom is here. And I don't have a mom. And it made me think about it. Yeah, my mom has done some real horrible things, or has treated me horrible, but she's still here, and there's no way for me to be that way with her. I'm her oldest child out of 4. I have 2 brothers and a little sister. So when we came here to Mississippi, I was on my own, 15, 16 years old. Went to call my mom one day. They were like, oh, your mom went back to California. I'm like, what? She left me in Mississippi, went back to California. I know I'm grown, I'm on my own, but you could at least told me you were going back. So as soon as I turned 18, I never forget, I turned 18 April 12th, April 16th, I was on a bus on my way back to California. God puts you in places for a reason. He puts you in places for a reason. And I used to fight him constantly fighting what God had in store for me. So back in California, took my baby dad with me, my love of my life. His name is Drop. Took him back with me. He ended up coming back to Mississippi because we ran out of money. I still was in California. That's when we got split up. He caught a case. He went to prison. September 27th, I caught my first case, attempted murder, which was self-defense. California doesn't have a self-defense law. So that's when I started my stint of going back and forth to prison. Yes, I have been to prison. I've seen every women's penitentiary in the state of California I have been in. Over a period of maybe 10 years, not 10 years altogether, but over a period of 10 years, you know, I was in prison. I just couldn't get enough. I think at first, when I first started going to prison, of course, yeah, I was scared a little bit. But once I got there, I started having fun. Believe it or not, I started having fun. Yeah. So that was my life. I was getting institutionalized. Any and everything that I wanted on the streets, I could have in prison. If I wanted to smoke weed, I could smoke weed in prison. Whatever I wanted to do, sell drugs, whatever, I could do it. So my life really never changed drastically from me going from the streets to prison, because I still was living the same lifestyle that I was living on the streets in prison. So when I finally got out, and I finally did, you know, speed up to, I had a daughter. I have 6 children. My oldest child is 26 years old. He's totally incapacitated. He can only hear. He cannot see. He cannot walk. He can't even talk. He was not born that way. He got that way because I left him with my mom one day. She didn't do it. It wasn't done purposely, but somebody dropped lotion, and it fell on his head. The lotion dropped on his head, and that's what happened. I was 16 when I had him. Got pregnant my first time ever. And I was kind of forced into, not by the guy, you know, of course, how guys are, especially older guys. You can do it this time. It's going to be okay. Da, 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 da. Then my mom and them making fun of me because I was still a virgin. They were singing a song by Madonna, Like a Virgin. So I felt like I was supposed to not be a virgin. Yeah. So I had my first son. Then I had my second son. and I have a daughter. I have 4 girls, 2 boys. So my oldest daughter, her name is Simone. Simone Ayana means more beautiful flowers in French and Swahili. Had her in prison. Yeah, had her in prison. And you would think, okay, that's 3 children. Maybe Nichole would have sat down somewhere. It got worse and worse and worse. So my daughter, Demetra, she's beautiful. She's here. She's my first child that I raised, myself. And it kind of slowed me down, maybe just a little bit, but not all the way. Nichole did not slow down until she moved to Mississippi for the second time.
Isn't it funny how Mississippi has a tendency to slow you down and make
it
you
has a tendency
look at life?
It has a tendency to slow you down. Everybody's like, you're in Mississippi. And I'm like, I'm here because God brought me here for a reason. He brought me here for a reason the first time, but I was hard-headed. I didn't listen. God had a calling for me. He still has a calling for me. And like I said, it doesn't make me sad when I think about my son's father who's passed away, because I feel like if he had the chance to give his life, to give me a better life, he would have did it in the blink of an eye. And I promise you, I know for a fact that he's in heaven right now, or wherever he's at, in limbo, wherever, smiling, because he's like, look at Nichole, because I moved here and it didn't happen overnight. It didn't. It took for a day for me to become this person that I am right now, a peer support. I had a peer support and I still just didn't want to change. Like, I still was like on rah-rah. I mean, I can be as good. I'm as sweet as could be. I'm the sweetest person ever, but I can also be the worst person. And I know that is in me. And I try to keep, that's one of my personalities. I have different personalities. Each one of my names is a personality. And that loony personality, that's my, I'm a former gang banger. I'm still a member. You'll always be a member if you were ever a true, in a true gang. But I'm not a banger anymore. That's loony. We try to keep her put away at all times. Stay where you're at, stay inside. I try to keep her down. Even when I feel her trying to come out, I'm like, I'm beating her back down inside, because I'm like, I know you there and I know what I'm capable of. And I'm not that person that will ever let anybody walk over me ever again, because of the abusive relationships that I've been in. This scar right here, like, it's one of my daily reminders. My daughter's father did this to me. He used to just drag me down hallways in a t-shirt and just underwear on. I mean, just different things. And I'm a fighter, so I fight back. I've never just laid down and let anybody beat me. But why should I have to fight these men? I shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
And it took a long, long time for me to realize my worth. And I knew I was worth more than being a punching bag, but didn't realize that I was worth more mentally as well. So I've been through physical, mental, and verbal abuse. So it got to this point in 2000, the very last day of 2017, to be exact, December 31st, 2017, where I found myself in a situation that I just didn't want to be in anymore. And it took for me to fall to my knees and just finally say, like, God, what am I not doing right? You brought me to so many different points in my life. What am I not doing right? And he said, well, Nichole, you keep trying to fix everything yourself.
Ain't that the truth?
And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm a survivor of 4 attempted suicides. It just makes me sit here and think, like, okay, you got me here for a reason. You wouldn't let me go. What am I not doing right? Nichole, sit back. Let me take that wheel and let me fix it. And so I finally said, okay, here it is. It belongs to you. I give it to you. What you gonna do? What are you gonna do with it? At that time, I was working at I-Corps. If anybody knows what I-Corps, I call it DICOR. I was working at I-Corps, customer service for DirecTV and AT&T, talking to people on the phone, people that are trying to bring Looney out every day. And I'm like, no. I was like, I just can't do this for the rest of my life. I used to see my daughters, they go to infusion, and I used to see their therapist all the time at Walmart. That was like all the time. We go at Walmart. Now you can't go to Walmart, but we'd be at Walmart every day. Like, I need your job. And she told me, she said, well, it's a peer support application for you at the office. still, you know, I've had a peer support and everything, just really didn't know what peer support entailed of. And I said, okay, God, I'm letting you drive me now. You taking me where you want me to go. So I was living in the projects, in the village apartments, where there were shootouts every day. So once I let everything go, start letting things go, found a house, moved my children into a house. That was their Christmas present for 2018. It took all this time. I got sick. I had to have 3 different surgeries. I almost died and everything, but I was like, okay, I'm letting you take control now. So I'm watching you. I'm trying to see what you're going to do. Next thing I know, I'm a peer support specialist. Then I get certified, and I finally just started realizing what peer support is, getting out there, being able to tell my story, helping others, saving people from the bumps in the road that I hit. And all this because I decided to sit down, let go, and let God. And I mean, I'm not all holier than thou. Don't never get it wrong. I still have my faults, but God has been working on me in a different type of way. He said, Nichole, you are here. I have saved you for this moment, for you to speak to these people. I was a speaker at the 2019 trauma conference. I got to tell a little bit of my story there. And I love to tell people I don't look like what I've been through. Not at all. And so when I decided to, you know, let him take care of everything, but I still wasn't going to church, right? So then I was like, one day I was coming from Jackson that morning, made it home. I was like, I told my daughters, I was like, get dressed, we're going to church. They were like, what? I'm like, yeah, we're going to church. And they was like, okay. So we showed up at the church. Mind you, this is a church that I said I would never become a member of because it's boring. I'm not gonna lie, it's a boring church. Went to church that day. I joined church that day.
Wow.
never thought I was gonna, you know, be joining that church. So then, not realizing that my pastor was from the same area I'm from, South Central California. He had a word for me like that was just really, really weird. I said, okay, God, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. I see it working. So I started going to church and then started seeing things change, different things change. Got a better position at my job. Became the lead family contact. I'm like, what? Got a business card. Have my own email at work. I have my own office. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I'm helping these families that's making it through. And it's like, I still have my times. I still have my moments. I was crying this morning, like literally crying, breakdown crying. I got tissue all over my desk. But I still have my moments because I'm still human. But to know that I can reach out and help people, the families that I help. I have a family that I saved that I don't want to say that I saved, but I had a part in saving. I guess you could say I've been working with them for about a year, and they made it out their situation, and they no longer have to worry about their lights being cut off because some man is being controlling them. You know, no man has control over you to that point. You never let a man have control over that to that point. I teach this to my daughters because I want my daughters to know you never let anybody, only person that should have control of you is God, period. You know, and I'm not all holier than thou. You and God, that's who is in control of your life. People say, oh, I would have never went through the things that you went through. I would have never took the abuse that you took. And you never can say what you would lay down and take.
Thank you for sharing that, because I hear that all the time from people who don't understand what survivors have gone through. And you said, and it's perfect, you were held hostage, not by change, but in your mind.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happens is people get, you know, they're told things for so long that it starts planting seeds of doubt and like, I can't do this on my own. I can't make it on my own. Who's going to believe my story? And they're going to look at me like, girl, I thought you had it all together, but I didn't. None of us, hello, anybody watching this, none of us have it all together.
Nobody does.
Nobody. And we all need support. We need peer support. And Nichole, I remember when you became certified and just the light, you had like a glow about you. It's amazing.
It was the best thing that ever happened to me. You know, Kimberly, my old supervisor, she told me, she said, you're going to go to this peer support training and it's going to change your life. And I was like, what's she talking about? Psh, they must not know me. Like, I'm not no softie. I cried, happy tears, sad tears. It was the most, if you have never been to a peer support training, it's unexplainable, the feeling that you have to be in a room full of people of recovery, whether they're recovering from drugs, alcohol, abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, verbal abuse, sexual abuse, any and everything that you can think of. Everybody's in this room. Nobody is different from anybody else. Nobody is looking at you, judging you about from the things that you've been through. Nobody is looking at you, judging you from your tattoos. I have tattoos everywhere. Nobody's judging me because I have tattoos. Nobody is thinking like, oh my gosh, she's been to prison. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to be by her. Like, everybody was equal. Best thing that has ever happened to me before in my life. Me becoming a peer support was the best thing that has ever happened to me, because at the end of the day, if I didn't have rent and bills to pay, I would do it for free. To just see the joy on my parents' face when they get through us, when they take a leap of faith, just step out on faith. I tell them, step out on faith. That's what I did. Step out on faith. When I left, I was so, you get comfortable when you're in different positions. I stayed in the village apartment. It's low income apartment based on your income, right? You get comfortable. Like, oh, I don't have to pay rent, or I don't have to pay this much rent. Or if I lose my job, I know I got this cushion to fall on because I'm in this apartment. I didn't want that anymore. I wanted more for not only myself, but for my children. If I didn't want to do anything for me, I'm going to do something for my children. And I wanted more for them. I didn't want them growing up in the projects. You don't have to, I moved from South Central, so you don't have to be stepping over bodies and listening to gunshots all day and night. So let me step out on faith. I didn't have nothing. I didn't even know if I was going to get this job when I moved into the house that I moved into. And when I got this job, I took like a $3.50 pay cut. I stepped out on faith. You have to step out on faith. Whatever your faith is, whether it's God, Jehovah, Muhammad, Allah, whoever it may be, step out on that faith. Like, you have to, because people will only do what you allow them to do. Why don't you allow yourself to be happy? You can't be happy if you don't allow yourself to be happy. I go through so many different things in life every day. I walk around still smiling because I know I got something better waiting for me at the end of the rainbow. Like, you be like, oh, the rainbow's so far away. The end of the rainbow's so far away. It's closer than you think, but you got to keep looking for it. You got to keep searching. You got to keep moving forward. You can't stop. You can't let going to prison. I wanted to be a nurse. I moved to Mississippi. I started getting my life together. I said, I'm going to be a nurse. I think I should be a nurse. That's what I should be. I went to school, MCC, to be a nurse. I was in the CNA program. I said I was going to start from the bottom and go on up. I knew I had a record. I told my teacher, I said, I got a record. What's that going to do for me? I think they only check Mississippi, so you should be good, Nichole. I said, okay. I had straight A's. I kept being on the dean's list, president's list, everything. Made it all the way to clinicals. And then one day, even when they did our background check and they did the fingerprints, I knew at that moment, me being a convicted felon, I said, oh, this is going to be nationwide. But I still kept going. I ain't stopped. I could have stopped then and said, just forget it. But I said, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going, because I don't know. Maybe they know something I don't know. So one day I got to my clinicals and my teacher was crying. I knew right then and there. She said, Nichole, I need to talk to you. I said, yeah, you don't have to say it. I already know. She said, I'm so sorry. She said, MCC did any and everything that they could to try to keep me in the program so I would be able to make it to state so my record wouldn't count. And just for them doing that, I mean, they got a lawyer and everything. And just for them doing that showed me what my worth was. Like, I'm worth them fighting for me to stay and become a nurse. Yes. Like, what? I said, so it would have been, all that they did would have been in vain if I would have gave up right then and there, because I couldn't be a nurse. So I said, I can't be a nurse, but I bet I can be a cosmetologist. So I went to cosmetology school. My record still kept me from going to being a cosmetologist. It just kept me. So I was like, what can I do? I still wasn't trusting in God then. So I was all over the place. I said, you know what? I'm going to go to school for hotel restaurant management and culinary, because I love dealing with people. I'm a people person. I want to work at a hotel somewhere. Maybe I can meet some famous people and then I can become their chef. This was my plan. Graduated with honors. Worked at Econo Lodge for a little while and ended up at I-Corps for 4.5 years, almost 5 years with that degree, and which landed me here. So maybe if I would have, you could think of what ifs, what if I would have been trusting in God a long, long time ago? Would I already have been a peer support? No, I wouldn't have been. You know why? Because I had to go through the things that I've been through in life to get me to this point that I'm at right now today, to be able to talk to anybody else, to let them know that you can make it too. You can do it. The things that you go through in life, the trials and tribulations that you go through in life, they prepare you for your actual calling. What is your calling? My calling is talking to you guys. My calling is talking to the world. Like if I could just get on a platform and just speak to the whole world, men and women, because everybody goes through abuse. Everybody. Women abuse men, men abuse women, and it's a circle, and it just keeps going on and on and on and on. I have a family that I work with that I'm trying to help, that the children are traumatized because of what the mother is going through. And I'm speaking to any mother out there that has children, especially girls. Get out. Get out. It's easier said than done. Yes, it is. I could tell you to get out all day, but until you're ready, you're not going to make a move. But
and Nichole, what I heard you say earlier is when you had somebody fighting for you along the way, it gave you more gasoline in your tank. When you made that connection, when you found out your pastor was from the same area you were from, that was like energy boost. When people at the community college were fighting for you, energy boost. When you had a peer support specialist, energy boost. And for those of you who are watching, listen to her story. She's been through a lot of stuff, but it didn't keep her. Setbacks for sure, but our story is full of your story, her story. All of Survivor's story is full of situations where setbacks and things that looks like there's no hope. There is somebody waiting to fight for you. You have to speak out. You have to say something, whether it's a phone call on a crisis line or reaching out for a peer support specialist. Google is your best friend, y'all. Peer support specialist in my area. Domestic violence shelter in my area.
Yes. And it's the key, because just for me, even getting this job, people were fighting for me and I didn't even know it. From Kimberly Ferguson to Diane Mills, I made our HR person cry in my interview. How do you make somebody cry in a job interview? I never thought that I would be working for the state of Mississippi, because if you remember, I couldn't be a nurse because I couldn't get to the state of Mississippi. I couldn't be a cosmetologist because I couldn't get to the state of Mississippi because of my record. But here I am.
Look at you now.
A certified family peer support specialist for the state of Mississippi. I work for the state of Mississippi in mental health. Never did I once think that. When Dr. Marlowe called me in her office and she said, I'm going to give you a chance. She said, here at Wings, we believe in giving a chance. Diane Mills said, here at Wings, we believe in giving a chance. We're going to give you a chance. And they gave me a chance. And I would never prove them wrong on anything or anything. I'm gonna prove them right. Like, if we were right to give this woman a chance, because she's gonna make a difference, and I'm gonna make a difference. And you're gonna watch this video, and you're gonna watch this video over and over and over again, and you're gonna say, you know what? This is a person that knows what I'm going through. I'm not nobody from Beverly Hills that's going up back to my mansion later on that has not been through anything. My daughter, my 16-year-old daughter, just attempted suicide January 7th, 2020. When I tell you that I'm a real person and I know the things that you're going through, 99, I'm gonna say 9.5 times out of 10, I've probably been through it, or I can relate to it. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Nobody wants anybody coming to them that has not been hit in the mouth by a man, that has not been choked out by a man, that has not been cussed out by a woman, that has not been in a fight with this person and that person. Nobody wants anybody coming to them, talking to them about anything, because there's nothing that you can tell me, because you have not been through what I've been through. You have not lived what I have been through. You have not walked in my shoes. So in order for you to be able to even talk to me and help me on any type of level, you need to be able to understand and feel me. And in order for you to understand and feel me and feel my pain, you had to have been through something.
Yes.
Not the exact thing, but something that I have been through in order for you to even be able to tell me anything. I remember when I had called my case, they had sentenced, I had to go to anger management classes. And I sat there with my arms folded in this anger management class. And the guy asked me, why are you so angry all the time? And I told him, I said, where you live at? He said, oh, I live up in the valley. You live in the valley? Oh, okay. That's why I'm angry, because you don't live where I live at. You're not from where I'm from. You don't have to walk outside every day and wonder if you're going to get shot, if you're going to get stabbed. You don't have to worry about any of those type of things. I have to worry about this all day long. I'm angry because they have me sitting here with you and you don't know anything about my life. You don't know, you haven't been there. So I always wanted to be, even before I became a peer support, I always was trying to figure out different ways on how I can become some type of speaker, motivational speaker, whatever I can do, whether I get paid for it or I don't get paid for it, whether it's a side job or it's my all the time job like it is right now. How can I help? I just want to help. I want to help not only my community, but I want to help the world, because we deserve happiness. People deserve happiness. Women deserve happiness. Men deserve happiness. Our children deserve happiness. Our children, whether they smiling or not, if they see that your children see you suffer, whether you think you're hiding it from them or not, they still see it. They still know it. My 11-year-old daughter, I can remember a time when she was about 4 or 5 years old, and she said, "Mommy, why are you listening to Daddy?" I'll never forget it. She was sitting in the bathroom. "Mommy, why are you listening to Daddy? If you want to go out with your friends, you can go out with your friends because you're grown, Mommy. You should be able to do what you want to do." And now I'm not in no abusive relationship or anything like that right now, but it just makes you sit and think like, this little 5-year-old child is that smart to tell me, "Mommy, you are a grown woman. You should be able to do what it is, whatever it is that you want to do. You should be able to do it." And your partner, whoever your partner is, this is male or female, they should push you towards your goals. They shouldn't hold you back. They shouldn't keep you away from the things that you want. They shouldn't use certain things. Like men say things, women say things too. Like the dude that held me hostage for the 3.5 years, God put you here for a reason to be with me. So God wants you to do, this is the things that, and people will come at you with these type of things. And we all fall weak. We all fall short sometimes. We all want to believe these things sometimes. You want to believe that this man love you enough, that God is wanting you to be with this man. You want to believe these things, but when in reality,
It's not
no,
safe
it's not safe.
on multiple levels. We
On
got just a few more moments left, Nichole. Thank you for being vulnerable with me and with anyone who's watching this video. You've got a story, and I'm so glad that you were brave to join me in video and share this with whoever decides to click play, because you will be speaking to the world. You will be speaking to the world. You're speaking with me. You're speaking with our followers, and I'm so happy that I've come across your path and befriended you through professional circumstances, because I've seen you grow even from our monthly meetings that we do at Infusion, and the wonderful things that you guys do there for families and youth to help them get to their next step. You're doing it. You're living your dream. You're doing it.
It's crazy too, Sarah, because when we came to Mississippi so long ago, when I was 14, 15 years old, I don't know if you remember me telling you, but we came to the Care Lodge. We stayed there. Like my mom went through abuse and she tried to get away, and I remember us going, and being there, and I was always scared because it looks like it's haunted, but it's a safe zone. And I've never, even like when I went back home and I was gone for like 12 years and I came back, I only remember certain bits and pieces of Meridian. It's one of the places that I remember because it was a safe place for me. There's safe places out there for you people. Use them to your ability. You're not going to be ready until you're ready, and it's easier said than done. But when you're ready, you'll know that you're ready.
And there's someone waiting to fight for you.
There's someone there. There's always someone there, that's, whether you're here in Meridian, Mississippi, wherever you may be at, it's always a hotline that you can call, that you can get away to. Don't never let them make you think that you in this alone, because that's what they do. Whether it's a male or a female that's abusive, they will take you away from all those that you love, your friends, your family, your loved ones, your job, people that care, people that are willing to help, and make you think that they're the only ones there for you, when in reality, they're not there for you at all, but it's the people outside that are there for you. So don't be scared to pick up that phone and call. Get away, run away, no matter what it is, especially if you have children. Do it for your child if you don't do it for nobody else. Yeah.
Well, Nichole, I can't wait to see you in person again. This COVID stuff's got my head spinning.
I know.
I miss my people, and
I
know there's so many people out there that are going through something really hard.
I can tell your hair is growing. You haven't had a haircut.
I know. I need a little trim. But thank you so much again. And
Thank you.
if there's anything you need, just holler. And I'm sure this will be the first of many peer
Yes.
support talks that we have. But
Yes. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it, and keep up the good work that you do.
thank you so much. See
Thank
you later.
See you later.